Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin then now, shall we? So it looks as though, you know, as I've chosen to make these videos at this point in time, it looks like Bitcoin's making its move down. So yeah, you could accuse me of you know, predicting something that's actually happening. But if you watch my videos, you'd know that this is something I've been waiting to happen. And now we're testing in these areas. We're on the 4-hourly chart. No, we're not on the 12-hourly chart. And what we're seeing is our first candle body looking like it wants to close within the open and close, should I say, within the support area here. This is going to be pretty bearish for us if we do close within here, because not only is it closing in here on a 4-hourly, I mean a 12-hourly, it's going to close on here in a daily, if this is where it goes, and also a weekly, because you know it is Sunday today. So the weekly looks terrible, you know, it looks absolutely terrible. But you know, I've been saying it now, we just want these moves to happen. We just need to, you know, bear with it, get it sorted, find out where the bottom is, and decide if it's whether it's something, you know, it's an asset we want to buy back. You know, apparently we're in a bull market, despite what we've been looking at for a long time now. So where's it going to go from here, and what are we looking for? So we'll go back to the daily to start with. Just a bit of a recap. We had this cross here on the baseline of the conversion line. No, it wasn't there, it was here. This was the point where I realised that we're going to have a big fall down. A few days after that we had our big fall down, and we tested this support area for the first time in the wick, where we got bought straight back up. Being rejected here the next day on the 200 EMA, which was not a good sign, because when you're trending beneath a 200 EMA on a daily, it's going to be hard to break above it. You see that with altcoins, you see it with other assets. That's just the way it works. Underneath the 200 EMA is like a dark, rainy cloud with no gaps to break out of. But the good thing is, you know, if we do start to break above there and it turns to support, then you could argue at that point that it's definitely worth buying it all back. The bottom could perhaps be in again, and we could start talking about sunny days again. But for the moment we're trending underneath it. We were rejected from it once, we haven't even come up to test it again, and this move was so big and so strong that it actually bent the 200 EMA, so it's actually downtrending ever so slightly. The 200 simple isn't, I should say, so that's a positive, but you know, everything's looking pretty bearish, and because we're trending beneath it and it's bent down, it doesn't look good for Bitcoin, you know, for the foreseeable future. So like I say, we're in the support zone again now, and looks like we might even be wanting to, you know, just because we're looking at it now as it's taking place, we're falling quite heavily into it, and the MACD is very bearish. The RSI is extremely oversold, but it doesn't mean anything with Bitcoin, to be honest with you. When it's doing a move like this, it can stay down there, it can go down there without any kind of reprieve. So we're just going to judge this simply on what we've been looking at this whole time and waiting for this entire time, which was for candle wicks to come into this area, and then eventually candle bodies coming into this area, and dailies closing into this area, and that will be a sign of an inevitable fall down into a deeper zone, and which to me is eventually going to turn around at this level here. Hopefully it will turn around this level here at we'll call it 6,600. That's where we want to see an actual true reversal at that point. If for any reason we start to come deeper into this, then we can get really bearish and we can talk about coming down to the 5,000s and perhaps maybe lower. But for the moment I do expect that this would probably be our area of reversal, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. Until we start to see how Bitcoin reacts when it gets to that level, it's going to be difficult to say if it's going to turn around or not. You know, we're going to have to see what it looks like when it gets there, and then work out if we think we've got lower to go, and strategize to see what it is that we can do to either profit from its downfall or pick it back up, you know, and make money again from its bottom level, and perhaps maybe start accumulating again at that level. Because at the moment it looks bearish to me. So one thing I'll just go to, so we go to the 12-hourly, I think we just covered this. We had a cross obviously on the daily. We've just had a new cross over the conversion and baseline on the 12-hourly only just now, which would just suggest a continuation of a downwards trend. So to me, it looks inevitable that this area is going to break. If we have a look at this area here, we got a huge big spread here of the Bollinger Band, which is then tightened up around this level, but it looks bearish to me, and it's going to drop right out of this. And actually looking at it on the 12-hourly, to me it looks like it's ready to do a huge move. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see $1,000 move actually at this point now to the down, or perhaps maybe more. But yeah, maybe even $1,000 move. I'll say I'll be blunt about that. We might have one candle, whether it a daily or a 12-hourly or maybe even a 4-hourly. That's $1,000 move all in one go. Similar to this one, to be honest with you. We're going to see another one of these take place. Maybe could be any minute now to the next. What we'll call it maybe. Definitely by next week we'll have had another $1,000 move to the down. Bold statements, I know, but that's probably what's going to happen. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. I know that's pretty bad news for those who hold it, but like I say, we're still pretty high from where we started. This is just continuation of a giant consolidation pattern. A lot of people taking their profits, a lot of people profiting from shorting, because like I say, it looks pretty obvious, and it has looked pretty obvious that these moves are going to play out. So I'm not a genius, but there are obviously a lot of actual geniuses out there that have probably seen this coming way before me, and have got so much money invested in shorting this market. And at the moment you can see that it's just it's the weight of those shorts, and the sentiment in the market right now, plus the technical analysis, just looking at it just very briefly and simply, just as I have now, spells out nothing other than a continuation of a downtrend, $1,000 move to the down, and fingers crossed you'll get a reversal at 6,600. Anyway, I will leave it there, but thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice day or evening, and we'll pick up on this tomorrow. Take it easy.